And then I had my third near-death experience, and that's the only one I had where there was nobody around to verify and confirm that I was actually dead, but I know I was dead. And so basically, I had a friend who I was asking to teach me how to do the astral traveling, and so because he was like doing this all the time, and I remember I was doing it as a kid, but it kind of disappeared, and then I wanted him to teach me, and so he said, okay, I'll teach you. And so we basically were sitting in front of each other, and I closed my eyes, and with my third eye I could see his energy body, and suddenly his energy body got up and started walking around me, and I knew his body was still sitting there. And so that was really wild. And then he just basically grabbed me and pulled me out of my own body. And so, and it's kind of like that click, like once it's done, the click thing, then okay, then you kind of get it, you start understanding how it works. And so we were traveling around and all stuff, and he told me, don't go too far away from your body when you do this stuff, because your body cannot live without your energy, your mind, your being, whatever you want to call it. And so I was kind of like, yeah. And then of course, what I did is I just traveled way too far. And so I went into space. So I traveled every day at that time, but at one point I was just like going straight into space and into the cosmos. And I kept flying, and I don't know how far, but very far. And suddenly, this big being were right in front of me, and it was again Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. And I was like, we merged, and we were, in oneness, unity consciousness. And he said, turn around and look. And so I turned around and I looked, and I saw from my solar plexus chakra this long silver string that went into eternity, but exactly the way I came from. And I was like, no way, this is like, and then I could see on the silver string there was these drops, like small, like water drops, billions and trillions of them. And I was like, what's that? And so he said, take a look. And I was like, okay. So I went in and I looked, and each little drop was an entire universe with me living out a lifetime in the eternal now moment. But it was the past, it was the future, it was now, it was everything, but they were all going on at the same time. And so I went in and I could see each lifetime, and I saw what I was and what happened and all that stuff. And I went into another one and I saw, and I was totally entertaining myself with this because I found that was very, very interesting. Suddenly I came aware of many lifetimes. But then he said, okay, enough now. Your body is dying. You got to go back. And I was like, what, really? And then I suddenly realized, oh, damn, I've been gone for too long. And so I just flew back. I just followed the silver string, flew back, and I saw my body, and it was laying on the floor, and it was blue and purple, and I knew it was dead, and I was just flying straight into it again. And then I was taking my first breath for a long time, and it was maybe the most painful experience I've ever had. It was very, very painful. My body was really upset that I left. Like, it was not a good idea. And so I came back into the body, and I took my first breath, and I started coming back to normal. And I was alone there, so I don't have any witnesses for this one, but the other near-death experiences I have. At that moment I came back, and I just knew that my path in life has to do with communication, talking to people, guiding and all that stuff, but not astral traveling or any of these clairvoyant abilities and all that stuff. So I just said, I don't care about these things. And I walked away. And also, I wasn't interested anymore. I just totally lost interest in all that.